What's up, you guys? This is Esaia Mystic, and I am back with another message to help you free your heart and soul. Right now, we are talking about the spirituality of hair. A lot of people have been asking me and complimenting me and having so much to say about my hair. If you go back to my very first video, you can see that my hair was like way shorter than this. So it's pretty long now. I hit the long mark officially, and I have learned a lot in this 5-6 years that I've been growing my hair naturally again. And so I just wanted to hop on here, share my lock story, tell you guys and talk to you guys about what I have learned about hair, and also how it connects to us physically and spiritually. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. This is the channel where you can find a ton of information on spirituality, esoterics, Afro-Indigenous, sovereignty, divine feminine empowerment, and so much more. So let's just get into this video. Let's just go into my lock journey story. I started my hair about 5 to 6 years ago, and before I started my locks, when I was a child, I had dreadlocks. Like, not like this, because now I have sister locks, like a medium-sized version of sister locks. But now I have sister locks. Then when I was like 5 to 9 years old, I would say 4 to 9 years old, I had actual dreadlocks. My hair was super thick, like it was like kind of like free-form locks. And my mom was the one who had my hair like that, because she just wanted me to be a free, carefree child, you know, and not have to get my hair combed all the time. So that was a plus, being a child and never really having to like go through the trauma that most Black girl children go through with their hair at a young age. And especially when I was coming up, like in the 90s, if you were walking around with your child and your child didn't have her hair combed, it was like some severe, Black on Black crime involving like how you handled and managed your hair. Because back then it was like subconsciously known that if you had your hair natural, you wouldn't be accepted by society, you wouldn't be able to get certain jobs, you just wouldn't be able to really live in this matrix successfully. So now we're living in a different time. Times are changing. People are getting with this, with this hype of natural hair. Black women are loving themselves more. They're wearing their natural hair, and they are not caring and also actively loving this part of them. And I feel like because of that, we are now able to do things and live in a way that we weren't able to before, because there was a lot of resistance around loving our hair, especially also in like the way other people, specifically white people, would respond to us and things like that. So yeah, just want to give some air to that as to how I'm so grateful that times have changed and we can wear our natural hair now. That is like a blessing. We can wear our natural hair without going through all of this drama, and the internal racism that a lot of us that have towards each other is also dying down. Like it is just going away. And a lot of that has to do with realizing how connected our body and our hair is to our well-being, like physical well-being. I did another video, I think some years ago, called Your Hair's Antennas. Our hair is antennas. Our hair is linked to our lymphatic system. Our hair literally draws energy out from the energy of our environment, the earth, the sun, the electromagnetic energy in the air, right? It's flowing and traveling through our hair, and it's communicating with our body, specifically through our lymphatic system. So this electromagnetic energy, right? So electro would be the electricity coming from the sun, magnetic would be the electrons, and magnetism coming from the earth. It's having this dance. Like the earth is having this dance between the cosmos and its own self. And this dance is creating our atmosphere, our environment that we live in on earth. And so when our hair is healthy and strong, we can connect and flow with that electromagnetic energy that's dancing around in the air, and it can flow through our body. This is a literal communication that we're establishing when we're deciding to wear our hair natural. Now, this is why this video is going to be deeper than normal, like normal videos around natural hair, because people will say, yeah girl, I'm going natural, I'm wearing my hair natural, and then you be like, the only thing you're doing is you're just wearing your hair. Like, people think that just wearing their hair the way it is you being natural. But if you wear sew-ins, if you press your hair, if you curl iron your hair, if you dye your hair with certain kinds of dyes, if you cut your hair in all these crazy kinds of styles, and you wear your hair in certain ways, you are not natural. You are just like, literally just the fact that you're growing and wearing your natural hair, I would say it's about 20% of being fully natural in the way that you wear your hair. Just understand that wearing your hair natural is not just, oh, I'm just not getting perms no more. Wearing your hair natural is a whole lifestyle. It's a lifestyle shift. So yeah, I'm gonna go in more into more depth of like how and in what ways you can be not being natural that you're not even aware of. Now I'm gonna get into the history of how we got from as the primordial and original people of the planet, which is the Afro-Indigenous person, right? Coming to my channel, I just want to be clear, like, I don't have any sensitivity around the truth, because I go to a lot of channels and I listen to a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of people be trying to like be too sensitive towards like other people's resistance towards the truth or resistance towards what's true. And I don't like that. Like, I don't like when I go to people's channels and I see that. So I make it a point when I'm speaking that I am not sensitive. I'm not like oversensitizing my content to a point where it's reducing my authenticity and it's reducing how much of myself I'm actually being. Because like, I feel like a lot of people are not being fully themselves, or they're not allowing their what they really feel or think to come out, because they're trying to be too sensitive to you know, other people's resistance to certain truths. And it's like, nah, you coming here, you coming on my channel, you finna get this work, or you finna get this truth. Let's get into the history of hair and wearing your hair natural. As the original people of the planet, we wore our hair natural. And when I say natural, I mean like we followed all of the things that I'm gonna mention. We did these things, or we didn't do these things. And when the colonizers came in, or I would say the other beings, the crazy people came in and basically took over, which their reign is now ending. Hallelujah. Their reign is now ending, which is why all of this crazy stuff is happening right now. Coronavirus, Black Lives Matter. Oh my. But anyway, it's a beautiful time, because the truth of this planet and of this realm is really coming to the surface. And y'all think that y'all got and know everything. Let me tell you, it's just the beginning. It is just the beginning. The history of basically how we got out of that was colonizers coming in and basically getting us to a point over time where we forget the importance of our hair and wearing our hair naturally. There was a study done, and I read this in a blog. All right, I'm pretty sure if you just Google it, you'll be able to find it too. If I find it, I'll put the link in the description. But there was a study done on Native Americans, Native American men specifically, who had really, really long hair. They were forced into the army or whatever, if they had to go into the army. These soldiers, when they were doing their trials and tests and like going through like the test type of scenarios, they saw that the soldiers were a lot more sensitive to their environment when they had their hair long. If somebody was coming to ambush them, they would already kind of intuitively sense that they were coming, and they would like go somewhere else, or they would like kind of like get out of harm's way before harm was even coming. They also showed that they were a lot more intuitive basically to their environment and to their surroundings. They were just a lot more intuitive, and they could pick up on things a lot quicker. So you guys know, when you go into like to the army, you have to shave your head. So basically, when these Native American men had to shave their hair, they were bald now, and when they went through those same obstacles, they were less intuitive. They were less sensitive to knowing when the ambush was coming. They were more likely to get ambushed. It was a lot of things that just threw them off and basically made them less sensitive to their environment and less equipped to be able to handle things just by them cutting their hair off. So that's basically a brief history on how our hair is and does affect us intuitively and on our capacity to be able to receive certain information. Now, there was another instance in, I believe it was China, and this is where the whole thing about bangs and cutting your hair in a certain way came about. In China, I think it was one of the conquerors, Guangzhen. I don't know, you guys. These are blogs that I've read, articles I've read, so I will do my best to try to find them again and put their links in my description box. This conqueror in China conquered this city or nation, and he had all the people in the nation cut their hair into bangs, and also like so he cut their hair and then they cut it into bangs, specifically so it would cover up their third eye. So I know a lot of people like wearing bangs, but if I ever want to wear a bang, I'ma just do this. Do a little bob, right? I'ma just do a little bob and then make sure I have a little space right here for that third eye. But basically, the whole intention of cutting their hair was to make them more submissive and less, easier to control. And this is what a lot of these beings, they wanted was so that they can have control over the population, so they could have control over human beings. Afro-Indigenous people were the hardest people to get to, honestly. And once they got to us through like the perms and the weave and all of this stuff, let me tell you, after this whole phase of like cutting your hair and covering your third eye with these bangs and cutting your hair and all of that, that's when they started having like salons for, like, you had to, at one point you had to go to a salon, because it wasn't, if you didn't go to a salon, it like wasn't appropriate by society. It's like basically the way you wore your hair was in complete control of society and not you. And just thinking about that, like that's kind of messed up. Like, society controls the way your hair looks. You can't even decide how your hair looks or what you do with your hair. That's where salons and going to cut your hair and all of that stuff came from. And basically from that point on, people just began to forget like how important it is to wear your hair, and also wear your natural hair and organic hair. Well, I like that word better. Wear your organic hair. Wearing your hair, like how you wear your hair. So every single day we can wear our hair a certain way, and what the media and what the majority of people encourage you to do is to wear your hair a certain way, which is normally down, kind of like how I'm wearing it. You wear your hair down, but the thing is, they encourage you to wear your hair down all of the time. Like, you always wear your hair down. Just understanding it, there's nothing wrong with wearing your hair down and free, but there's a difference in the spiritual significance of wearing your hair down. So when you wear your hair up, you are connecting your hair to the universe. Basically, like, you're allowing the connection that's coming from your crown to travel more directly up into the universe. Versus when you wear your hair down, you are allowing your hair to be free and connect to your environment and to connect to the spirits of your environment. So like during the daytime is the best time to wear your hair up, and during nighttime is the best time to wear your hair down and free. And the same thing goes for like when you're wrapping your hair and you wear your hair up. When you wrap it, most women, especially Afro-Indigenous women, we do that in the daytime. We do that when it's sunny out and we going somewhere. And then when we come home, we let our hair down. We let our hair free. And when the sun goes down. So that's also like a solar and lunar thing as well. So when the sun is out, you wear your hair up. It can be covered or it can be uncovered, but you wear it up. And then when you are in a more relaxed setting, in a more relaxed arena, then you let your hair down and you let it free itself and be more connected. And this also helps for you to protect your energy too, because when you're out in the daytime, out and about and just around certain environments, and your hair is free, you'll be just more susceptible to certain energies. And if you do already practice wearing your hair up or wrapping your hair up during the day, you'll notice that you feel a little bit more lighter and you feel a little bit more astute. And it also helps your spine too, when you wear your hair up during the day, because it helps that energy travel along down your spine, up and down your spine. If I were you, I would start wearing your hair up more. You don't have to wear it up all the time, but just start practicing wearing your hair up in updos and up ways, and covering it when necessary, or not even when necessary, but you can cover it or you can uncover it. It just depends on how much energy you want to absorb. When you are relaxed and when you're in a relaxed setting, just wear your hair down and let it flow and connect. At nighttime, it just feels really good to wear your hair down and just let it be free, because everything's a lot more calmer. You don't have to do any of these things, of course, but this is just letting you know and understand ways in which you can protect the energy of your hair by wearing it up and down at certain times, in certain spaces, certain environments. The next thing that we're going to talk about is dyeing your hair. All right, so I used to dye my hair a lot, and this also goes along with like perming. Any type of chemical you put in your hair. Actually, before I get into dyeing, I want to also relate wearing your hair up and down with wearing your hair free versus wearing your hair covered too much, because we can understand, okay, so understand that, you know, wearing your hair up is connecting your hair to the cosmos and the sun. Wearing your hair down, or letting it be free, to the spirit world. And also braiding your hair. So braiding your hair is connecting your hair to the earth, and that is something that we do very often. We braid our hair, and this is symbolic of our hair's connection to the earth. When we are constantly getting sew-ins and wearing wigs, or even if you're like Rasta, or you are like a part of a certain religion that requires you to cover your hair a lot, then that's gonna be, you know, that's not gonna be too great for your hair, because your hair is like a plant. It needs to breathe. It needs air on a daily basis. It needs sunlight on a daily basis. It needs to be free. Your scalp needs to be freed up. And the reasons why you can braid your hair, braiding your hair is connecting your hair to the earth. However, if you braid your hair and then wear it braided with a cap on top of it with a bunch of other hair on top of it for weeks at a time, for like a week, 2 weeks, basically if you're just constantly wearing wigs, this is a point that I got to on my hair journey, where I went from like pressing, perming my hair, to sewing, getting sew-ins, to just wearing full wigs. And I was only like 17 at the time, or 18, and I was like, I'm only 17, 18, why am I wearing these wigs? Like, isn't that something that old ladies do? Like back in the day, that was what, you know, women who were in their 50s and 60s did. They wore wigs. I'm only 17, why am I wearing a wig? You know, so I just decided from that point on, and actually that conversation I had in my head was what led me to deciding to get my sister locks. So when you are constantly covering your hair up, you are not letting natural nutrients and things come into your hair. You're not letting your hair enmesh. So that part where I said when you wear your hair free, you're connecting your hair to the spirit world, that is so true. Like when you're wearing your hair free, it's getting a certain type of energy from that. So it's good to establish a healthy balance between when you're wearing your hair up and covered, or even, you know, down and covered, how much you are wearing your hair braided, and how much you are allowing your hair to be free. So I recommend, you know, because I have locks, I'm able to do any hairstyle at any point in time, at any type of day, like at any time of day. I don't have to force myself to wear my hair a certain style for a certain amount of time. I can wear my hair up, I can do it down, I can basically flow with the rhythms of the day with my hair, which is so powerful to do, because our health is so intimately intertwined with the rhythms of the day, the rhythms of the seasons, the rhythms of the earth. So just acclimating your hair and the way you wear your hair to that will also allow your hair to be just a lot more healthier, and also allow those messages to flow through into your mind, into your body, and all of that. All of those great things. Now, I'm going to get into the dyeing your hair part. Dyeing your hair and also perming your hair, okay? So dyeing your hair, any kind of dyeing, is going to shift and alter your hair. The follicles, or I would say the antennas of your hair. And this is why cutting your hair and trimming your ends, so I guess this is another point that's going to be merged along in with dyeing your hair. Cutting your hair and trimming your ends is such a horrible practice, because your antennas at the base of your hair develops this kind of like rooting at the tips of your hair. So at the tips of your hair, this is like basically where your antennas go boom. And when you're constantly cutting them off, it's like you're constantly putting your hair through this cycle of having to regenerate those ends, you know, those antennas. So I don't know where, you know, this idea that trimming your hair is like healthy and it helps your hair grow. I know this was something that I used to believe and I used to go with. My hair has been the most healthiest and the most strongest when honestly I just don't mess with it that much, and I don't do all this stuff to it and style it and all of these put heat to it and all of that. And it hasn't had too much to do with trimming ends. Trimming ends, honestly, people trim ends because they do so much stuff to their hair, their ends get damaged and they end up getting split ends and damaged ends. And so that's why they say, oh, if you cut that off, it'll help your hair grow. Well, duh, because, you know, the damaged hair is there, and if you cut it, then your hair will be more healthier, because it don't have those split ends on there anymore. That is another thing that is, most people think is like healthy for their hair, but it's actually not. You're not supposed to trim your ends. You're messing up your antennas when you do that. The best way to go about it is to just not damage your hair, so you don't have to go through that process. Back to perming your hair and dyeing your hair. The chemicals in these dyes and these perms, really perms is just like the worst of the worst. I don't know why Madam CJ Walker has been like, I mean, she became a complete billionaire from destroying the scalps of hundreds and thousands of black women all over the world and making hundreds and thousands of little black girls, you know, have thin, less strengthened hair. And the first time I got a perm, y'all, I was so happy, because I was so tired of like being the black girl with that nappy hair who never, you know, who was not that pretty. She was like ugly because she was black and she had nappy hair. Y'all know, if any other black women are watching this right now, y'all know what I'm talking about. And you know, it might not be that way now, but when I was growing up in certain schools that I went to, whether they were black schools or white schools, it was like if your hair was nappy, or if it wasn't done a certain way, or if it wasn't slick and sleek down, you were unattractive, and you were like, you know, ugh, like, how dare you. So I was so happy when I got my perm, because I just felt like I could be pretty, I can be attractive. I was a teenager, so like I wanted to start being in my feminine energy. And a lot of people still carry those beliefs, you know, even into these hypergamous and feminine schools that are out now for black women. It's like still the status quo of beauty and of being of high value is to have straight perm hair or a weave in your head. And it's just like, that's so crazy how y'all still haven't changed and deprogrammed yourself from this thinking. I know, you know, the older women or whatever, I don't know who came up during that time are like really stuck in that, but I'm just like, I'm a rebel against that, and I do not believe that in order for you to be a high value woman or, you know, beautiful, that you have to wear your hair pressed, perm, straight, long, and, you know, do all these crazy things to it. The reality is, the origin of this beauty, of these beauty standards, of having long hair and long nails, having this kind of like fair skin, fair, clear skin, is coming from the understanding that a woman's beauty was never really in, originally, you know, before all of the programming and colonialization or whatever, a woman's core beauty was always defined in her health, how healthy she is. And her health, it was usually determined by how long her nails are, right? How healthy her nails are, how healthy her hair is. And this is just surface level, like just basic three things. It's nails, hair, and skin, right? So of course, basic hygiene and stuff like that, and just being healthy overall. But like, if you have long hair, you have healthy skin, if you have long nails, that's usually a determination of how healthy a woman is and how well equipped she is to bear children. Now women have the opportunity to get fake hair, get fake nails, and you can wear makeup. So, and not just any kind of makeup. You can wear that highly toxic, super high coverage makeup that will literally just pretty much cover up any impurities coming out through your face and through your skin on your face. So that has kind of like really thrown off, I feel like, women's or people in general's understanding of beauty, and how it's so intertwined with who you are internally and how healthy you are as a being. Just with that understanding, women have kind of like forgotten, like, it's actually okay for you to wear your own hair. So just do that. Just wear your own hair. So dyeing. So when you dye your hair and you use these Dark and Lovelies, you use the crazy ingredients in your hair, right? These ingredients be having all kind of stuff in it, you know, coal and, you know, just all kind of stuff that they basically make in a lab. And when you put this stuff on your hair, so I'm mentioning Dark and Lovely, I'm mentioning all these different hair dyes because pretty much the majority of them, if any of the dyes that you use, you don't read the ingredients, or if you do read the ingredients and you don't see anything natural in the ingredients, like that you can actually understand, then it's messing up your hair big time, and it's messing up the antennas that is your hair. So when you're dyeing your hair, especially when you're bleaching your hair, oh my gosh, you are like killing your hair when you're bleaching your hair. And I bleached my hair one time when I was like 15 or 16, and I think my hair fell out. Like, it was only one, it was like a bang, because I was like, I'm not gonna do my whole head, but I bleached a bang, and the bang, like, it didn't last long, y'all. It got really frizzy, and it's just don't ever bleach your hair. And also when it comes to like these box dyes and things like that, those aren't really that much better, you know. Dyeing your hair is just, it kind of like fries your antenna in a way, and I wouldn't say it completely kills it, but it really does, when you're not doing it in a sensitive way, deplete your hair's capacity to receive information. So what I would recommend when it comes to dyeing your hair, because when I got my locks, I did dye my hair, but I knew that I didn't want to do any harsh, crazy stuff to my hair. So what I did is I started just getting a little bottle and putting hydrogen peroxide in the bottle and spraying my hair with the hydrogen peroxide, and I combined the hydrogen peroxide with lemon or lime. And so I would put that in my hair, and then I would just leave it in, and I would only do that in the summertime, right? So I would put that in my hair, leave it in, then I would just go outside and let the sun like lift my hair basically to a higher color. And so my hair was like a nice little brown color when I first got my locks, because I only did that, I think I did it 2 times, and it got to a nice light brown color, which was really cool. I like that color. And I felt like that was the softest way to lift my hair versus any other kind of hair dye. So even now, I actually just recently did a hair dye, and the hair dye that I used is called NATURCOLOR. So NATURCOLOR is literally, I scoured the internet looking for the right kind of dye to dye my hair with, because even in the, you know, herbal tints and the ones that are claiming to be natural, when I go through the ingredients, okay, my mama taught me how to read labels, okay, when I was a teenager. So I read the labels of everything. I don't care what it is. When I read the label, it's like not pure. So I found this brand, it's called NATURCOLOR, and I literally love their ingredients. I think that they have the most purest ingredients on the market. They have the most purest ingredients that I found to dye your hair with. And I dyed my hair using the, I think it was red. It was a red color. And I just did it one time, and you probably can't see it now, of course, because it was such a harmless dye. But at the same time, I felt like my hair was getting the right nourishment after I dyed it. I mean, the ingredients just had so many different herbs and butters and oils, and the thing they had in there was hydrogen peroxide, which was what I was already using previously when I first dyed my hair. So when I go in the sunlight and I get like in the sun and I put my hair in the sun, you can see the color shift, but other than that, you can't really see it. I can see it when I look close up, but again, I only did it one time. So if I was to do it again down the line, I'm pretty sure my hair would lift a little bit more. But that is like the safest way to dye your hair. Just the truth of it all is that most things will, you know, it will just mess up your hair. So if you want to do the like kindest thing to your hair, then definitely check out that brand. Try out one of their products. I dyed my hair, and I'm probably gonna do another dye at some point, but not right now, because right now it's like a nice little brown color, and I'm probably gonna do a henna. Like, and that's another thing. When I dye my hair with these soft dyes that I'm telling you about, that are really natural and much better, I will always eventually do a henna dye afterwards, because I believe that henna helps to recalibrate your hair follicle. And this is nothing that I've actually done research on or anything like that. This is something that I just get a feeling about. I feel like when I do henna dyes that my hair is stronger after I do a henna dye. If you don't know what a henna dye is, basically there is a natural henna brand that I really like. Even with henna, you have to be careful. You have to read the ingredients because it just don't be pure. Like a lot of stuff don't be pure. A lot of people like create products, and to be cost efficient or whatever, they use alternatives that are loaded with stuff that's just not good for you. So I also use a dye, I think it's called Light Mountain. I think that's what they're called. They have natural henna dyes that smell really good. Like, and they also infuse it with like fruit. So it's like henna and fruit that you're dyeing your hair with, a certain type of pigment of coming from a fruit. So it's just amazing. So I'm probably gonna follow up with a henna dye after this dye that I've done, and then I'll wait a couple months, probably like 1 or 2 months, to do it again. A lot of people comb their hair or brush their hair with plastic, and this is not good. This is no bueno. You do not brush or comb your hair with plastic. Why? Because plastic, it's something about plastic, it just does not mesh well with the frequency coming from your hair. Remember when I was talking about the electromagnetic frequencies that are coming from your hair? So plastic is just not good. You don't want to use plastic on your hair when you're brushing your hair or you're combing your hair. What you want to use is you want to use wood. Okay, wood is good. It's good for these frequencies that are coming from your hair. And if you're using wooden combs and wooden bristles, it actually helps to charge your hair instead of deplete the charge in your hair. So like, it's the same thing with wearing like plastic shoes versus leather shoes. When you wear plastic shoes, you're cutting off the charge or the frequencies coming from your feet and going into the earth. So you don't want to do that, wear plastic shoes. So the same thing with your hair. Like, you want to wear a natural shoe, just like you want to wear a natural shoe. You want to wear or use natural wooden brushes, wooden bristles. It'll help charge your hair. It'll help keep the frequency of your hair strong. I know that there are a lot of popular brands out there. This one brand called Easy Comb, specifically for black women's hair. These are plastic, and you want to get to a place where you feel comfortable, or you can comb your hair or just brush your hair if you have locks with something that is wooden or naturally occurring, like it's more natural. Okay, even using animal hairs, like animal bristles, like it's better than using plastic. This is going to be the last thing I'm going to talk about. I know this video was long. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh. All right, so yeah, this is gonna be the last point that I'm gonna bring up, and that is the products that you use in your hair. If you're using a lot of products in your hair, like you go into your bathroom and you have 50 million different products that you use for your hair, I'm so happy for you that you feel like, you know, that passionate about your hair. At the same time, you want to minimalize your products that you use to like 5, like max 5 or 6. Like, y'all don't need to be using 50 million different products in your hair, and your products need to be natural. They need to be natural, organic products. Okay, I was really impressed when I used Organic Grow Hair Co. Their hair products, because I normally don't buy hair products. I normally just use the simplest things possible to wash my hair and condition it. But Organic Grow Hair Co., when I use their hair products, I was feeling really good about my hair. Like, my hair was super soft. My scalp felt hydrated. My scalp felt like it was breathing really well. My hair was softer. I even got the little eyebrow and eyelash gel, so that was cool too. I would put that on at night. But I was really impressed when I used their products, and I wouldn't mind having, you know, 5 of those hair products in my bathroom. But I will say that I wouldn't use the products for like my entire life. See, using hair products is kind of like medicine, right? Or it's kind of like an intensive care type of thing. When you use certain products consistently, all the time, every day, it's kind of like people who smoke weed every day. Like, yeah, it feels good when you're using it all the time, but the reality is you don't need to use it all the time. And when it comes to your hair, the health of your hair and maintaining your hair, less is literally more. And the less you do to it, the less products you use in it, it will flourish. So when I used her products, I used it for like 3 months straight, and then I was done. And then I went back to just simply washing my hair simply, you know. Aloe vera, using aloe vera, some water, you know, some butter, some oil, and that's it. I don't need all of that stuff. So keep it simple, keep it natural. Don't be a hair crackhead, hair product crackhead, okay? Keep it very simple. And when you do keep it simple, I absolutely love when I see YouTubers or just really anybody in general using pure products. Not even pure, but when they're making their own products, I'm gonna put it like that. You literally don't need a lot, okay? You want some hair conditioner? Mix some bananas up with some, you know, milk or something. Probably not milk. Do natural things. Keep it simple. Use fruits and look into how to make natural hair products for your hair. You know, avocados, bananas, things, the same things that you can go on your skin can go on your hair. And something that I heard Kevin Gates say that I thought was so brilliant was a few years ago. He was doing an interview and he was like, if your skin can't eat it, then it shouldn't go on your skin, because your skin literally eats everything that you put on it. So when you put things on your skin that are like also biocompatible with your digestive system, it's really good for your skin. It's like super healthy. And the same thing goes for your hair. You want to put things on your hair that are natural, that are pure, that are, you know, coconut oils, avocado oils, whatever it comes up in your head. You want to put some mangoes in your hair? Cut up some mangoes, blend it, put it in your hair, see what happens, okay? You might be the next inventor of the next greatest, simplest hair product in the world. But just understand what I'm saying, that you gotta keep it simple so that you understand when people are trying to bamboozle you and, you know, get you outside of your instincts and outside of understanding that you have everything you need. The earth is giving you everything you need. You don't have to go to all of these different places and sources to get your hair taken care of, okay? Big ups to everyone who is on this natural hair journey as well. I'm pretty sure I told you guys a good bit of my story. But if not, this video was long enough and you got a lot of good information out of it. So yeah, if you liked this video, again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in my next video. Also, make sure you comment any videos that you are interested in seeing from me. Make sure you look at the links that are in the description box. Follow me on all my social media. And yeah, I keep saying yeah. All right, thank you guys for watching so much. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.